The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
Hello, everyone. It's the week of June 10th, 2019. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this might be news to you.
Ugh.
No, you're just so jealous, Kev.
You were waiting the whole
You're
time
so
to do that.
jealous.
I was watching your face. You were so concentrated on the right time to step in.
Yeah. Did you memorize it? Did you figure it out? Did you crack the code, Kev, in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to see how you do right after this when I start this whole thing over. What up? MBNnetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. It also has a link to our Patreon, or you can just go to patreon.com/MBNnetwork. Last week was a highly successful Patreon preview week. People seem to really like it. With me, as always, co-host Kev. What up, Kev?
What up, guys?
What up, Danny?
Hey, guys.
All right. Patreon.com/MBN Network.
Go sign up. Please go sign up. It only takes $5. You get all the extra content in the world, or 2 hours a week, and
2 hours at least.
At least.
Like last week for the preview week, it was over 3 hours of bonus content.
Extra content. And you get something else. And you get entered into a monthly drawing for something completely just for $5. Come on, people.
$5 is bronze. You got 10, 15, whatever you want to do. You get a bunch of stuff for it. All of us here at the network are really grateful for the people that have already signed up. They seem to really like it. They get to it kind of gives them the VIP experience. You know, like we kind of cut loose after all these shows. Might Be Bruised was a great time the other night. I recorded that for this week. That's going to be a lot of fun for people to check out. Sign up for Patreon. Check it out. We're also on YouTube. Go on YouTube, search for MBN Network.
Go do it, please.
So, like I said, last week was a lot of fun. All the shows minus sports was an hour and a half long. We also had a fantastic Game of Thrones spectacular. Last Friday it was out. People really seemed to enjoy that as well. Shout out to Dave Good. He was on the show. We had a great time with him.
What up, Dave?
Yeah. Oh, it was great having him over here because I knew that he was really into Game of Thrones, like very passionate about it.
He was passionate like you were.
Yeah. And we didn't agree on some things from the last season, the final season. And you know how it is when you're like, texting somebody or commenting at each other on Facebook or whatever, it just gets like kind of heated.
Yeah.
And like when I figured out that we were going to have this Game of Thrones thing, Dave was the first person I hit up. I'm like, dude, come on over, man. It's going to be a blast. I haven't seen Dave in forever. And he was over here. We had so much fun. We talked about Game of Thrones for like an hour and 40 minutes. Me, Dave, Jackie, and Amy. It was great. It was great. So,
nice.
And that episode is out there for free. It's on all the platforms. Just to give you a nice little preview of some of the exclusive things we're doing. We're going to do, I've been talking to a few people in the network about getting together and talking about the Marvel movies. Some of the guys from Foundation want to do one about the Star Wars movies. We're going to start doing a network fantasy football league.
Yeah,
that we're going to get together and talk shit to each other about. So these are all things to look forward to. Stay tuned to mbnnetwork.com. Just go there. That's where everything is.
I want to do a fantasy hockey league with Mr. Reevy.
Yeah, right. Dude, I'm excited because I want to do like I feel like the fantasy football draft is going to be a blast. It'd be great. We've already started talking about it. We're going to do it, I think, at Steve's house from Might Be Brews, and just get together, have some brews, do some fantasy football shit. Kev, you said this would be your first time doing it.
First one going in blind.
Yeah.
Going in blind.
This would be my first one, like getting together with everybody that's going to be involved. Like I've been to fantasy drafts where like it's me and like a couple people in the league that I'm going to be with. You know what I mean?
Do you bring a computer?
Yes.
You have to.
Okay.
Yes.
iPad's cool?
Yeah.
All right.
I would assume so.
No, I think he's doing a live draft. So this, because I believe he said he was going to project everything onto the TV.
Onto the TV.
So it's going to be a live draft.
Okay.
So you can bring you can bring a computer to do your research, but everything's going to be up on the screen, and then he just enters everything into this system later.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, and we're gonna have tons of fun doing it.
But you said something about how it actually coaches you in saying who's the next best pick and that kind of thing.
We'll talk to Steve. Because that's how it usually goes if you do it on your computer.
Well, it'll be set up that so you can buy kits, you can buy draft kits, and it'll have everybody in the league, and just like it does on ESPN, where it shows you who the next best person is.
Okay.
So you'll have your columns, you'll have your quarterbacks, your running backs, wide receivers, so on and so forth. So those won't change. So you just have to realize, all right, I'm the next pick, and they'll take the name down once that name is picked.
Okay.
So then the name under that is the next best player in that position.
Gotcha.
It just won't show you that, hey, this wide receiver is rated higher than this running back.
Right.
You just have to decide which one you want more, the running back or the wide receiver.
I got you. It's gonna be a blast either way, and we're gonna talk about it all season long, and do some Patreon exclusive content based on that as well. So stay tuned. NBNnetwork.com. Danny, you got some good news?
I sure do.
Let's get it.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
Danny, week 7, what do you got?
All right, first story. Employees of a Georgia Home Depot are being praised for helping out a 2-year-old boy who had trouble getting around. Logan has hypotonia. I hope I'm saying that right. But it affects his muscle tone and makes walking a problem. His parents weren't sure whether insurance would cover a walker to help him, so they turned to YouTube where they found a video on how to make a walker out of PVC pipes. They went to their local Home Depot, and when they went there, they gave the employees a list and said, this is what we need to get. The employees told them to go out for ice cream and come back in an hour. When Logan and his family came back, they found employees had made the walker themselves and even included Logan's name on it, all at no cost.
Damn.
Yep.
That's badass.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Logan's mom said she couldn't believe that they were willing to do that for her son.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
Do you like how Steve makes fun of you saying awesome?
Me and John, because we both do it. We both do it. Yeah. It's great.
All right, next story is coming out of Texas. 6 years ago, PC Pastor Chris Williams was driving home from church on a rainy night in Montgomery, Texas, when he spotted a woman and child from his congregation walking along the side of a busy highway. Pulling over, he offered a pair a ride when he asked, what was going on. He said, they told me that their car had been in the shop for months and they couldn't afford to get it out. Williams, 49, now living in Conroe, Texas, said, right then I decided that I needed to figure out a way to get my dream of opening a free garage off the ground. Williams, who was then a children's pastor, borrowed money and campaigned for donations, and several months later opened God's Garage, a non-profit auto repair service that focuses on helping single mothers, widows, and the wives of the deployed military members.
Wow.
Cool stuff.
Very cool.
It's awesome.
And my next and last story is coming out of Fargo, North Dakota. A Little Caesars restaurant in Fargo, North Dakota is capturing hearts and feeding the hungry with a new policy they posted with a sign in their window. The idea came from General Manager Michelle Luzier after she noticed an ongoing problem. People were eating leftovers from the store dumpster. Michelle decided to approach the situation with a surprising solution, offering free slices of pizza inside the store. She recognized that there was a problem going on, so she hung a note on the door that read, "To the person going through our trash for the next meal, you're a human being and worth more than a meal from a dumpster. Please come in during operating hours for a couple slices of hot pizza and some water at no charge and no questions asked. Do not feel embarrassed if you're hungry and you don't want to do what others do. Stand on the corner for handouts. You feel down about that, you're more than welcome to come hang here and grab a couple slices."
Wow.
Cool stuff.
It's awesome.
That is awesome.
Cool stuff.
It's awesome, Kev. Wow. You're just
Just
gonna,
wait until you're going to pick up on it.
you're just gonna do it now. That's your new thing.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
You piece of shit.
What I got for good news?
Before I get started on the actual news, I just want to say that last week was the 75th anniversary of D-Day, and did you guys see that 97-year-old paratrooper jumping out of the plane?
First off, that guy looked incredible for
Yeah.
95 years old.
Yep.
He looked awesome.
It's unbelievable. It's awesome. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
But no, I did see that, and I thought that was really cool that
Jeff.
he was able to do that and fulfill his.
Fuck Kev. Get your shit together, Kev. Oh my God.
We're not even drinking this
I know,
episode.
I know. Over 425,000 Allied and German troops were killed on D-Day, and last week was the 75th anniversary of that. So that's a pretty historic thing. It's awesome. I hate your guts. I hate your guts.
Don't.
I don't. So the first story that I have, all right, I have a couple stories tonight that are kind of multiple pieces, right?
Okay.
So last week there was two news stories about the same kind of thing, but two different people in two different places. So I'm going to start with the craziest one. This guy Niles Hogel, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
Like Hogel.
Niles Hogel. He's from Germany. He was a former nurse. He used to, quote, push his patients to the edge of death's door, injecting them with drugs to induce cardiac arrest, then resuscitate them and replenish and like make them better.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's accused of 100 patient deaths from 2000 to 2005 while he worked at the clinic and a hospital in northern Germany. This is absolutely crazy. He is admitted to 55 killings of the 85 that he's being charged with.
What?
His colleagues caught him in 2005 in the act while he was administering, I don't know how to pronounce this, ajaline? I don't know. A drug used to induce arthritic conditions, contractions when testing for a certain heart rhythm disorder. Within days, his patient was dead, but the hospital did not alert authorities until he killed another person. So they wanted to be sure that like he was actually doing this. But pretty much this guy was just straight up injecting people with things to get them close to death, and then without them knowing, without the patients knowing, and without anybody that he worked with knowing, and then bringing them back. You know what I'm saying? Then bringing them back to life.
That's
And
stupid.
Sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. This article talks about how some doctors looked at him as a really good resuscitator, like he's really good at his job. Like, holy shit, these people are about to die, and he brings them back. But other people considered him a bad luck charm. So, like, depending on who he was working with and what hospital he was at, people saw him.
People were going, "Oh, excuse me," in a cardiac arrest around him.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking injecting them with stuff.
While nobody's looking. He was sentenced to life in prison for all this. Absolutely crazy story.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Flatliners?
Yes.
That's exactly what this
That's
is.
basically what this is. Yes.
So the movie Flatliners, it's a group of friends. They were all in medical school.
right.
And they found out that if you're dead, but like there's a certain point where you're dead and then you're dead. And they would literally kill their classmates and they'd go into this different world and come back with like these powers of some sort. And then they'd bring them back before they got to the point of being
dead.
dead.
Huh.
A
Crazy
doctor,
movie.
It is crazy. A doctor in Ohio. This is the second one. He's a doctor in Ohio. His name is William Hussel. He's being charged with 25 counts of murder because he was prescribing fentanyl to people, but he was just prescribing lethal amounts of it. And people were straight up taking their script, getting it filled like anybody else would, right? Go home and take as directed, and they're overdosing on fentanyl and dying.
See, now, the pharmacist that's filling your prescription,
Yeah, like
they're supposed to
Yes.
look at that type of stuff, and they're supposed to catch
Yes.
when, like, something looks out of the ordinary.
I agree. And I don't know why that's not happening. You're right. And I thought about that like right before you guys got here when I was thinking about it. It's just the whole situation's crazy to me.
It's weird
because like I don't know. What I don't know is if like they're just I don't think they're giving them straight fentanyl. It has to be some sort of other medication with fentanyl in it. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but the whole shit's just bananas.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just going to the doctor or your wife going to the doctor, getting a prescription filled, coming home, and next thing you know, you're overdosing on some fucking shit.
This is a person you're supposed to trust.
Right. He's being charged with 25 murders.
Wow.
That's nuts.
He could face life in prison as well.
That is absolutely crazy.
My next story is also pretty nuts. Carnival Cruise Lines has been recently hit with a $20 million penalty for environmental crimes. The cruise line giant Carnival Corporation and its Princess subsidiary have agreed to pay a criminal penalty of $20 million for environmental violations, such as dumping plastic waste into the ocean. Princess Cruise Lines already has paid $40 million over the deliberate acts of pollution.
So they just keep doing it.
They just keep doing it. They've already paid $40 million and they just added 20 to it.
Stupid.
So like basically these guys are just going out there. You're enjoying your vacation, not even knowing that pretty much everything that you're throwing away, they're just dumping into the ocean.
Right in the ocean.
Like food, maybe I could get down with that. But like
feeding the fishes.
feed the fish, whatever. I'm cool with it. But like you're throwing away the straws, the plastic cups, who knows what. Everything they can get their hands on by the sounds of it. You're charging somebody $20 million and they're paying now $60 million.
It's plastic. Throw it overboard.
Get it off the ship. Like, what are you thinking?
And we wonder why there's a problem with pollution in the ocean.
No, I mean, it's what are we doing? Like this is and the thing with it is like this is a company. This isn't just some like crew of custodians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this isn't a boat of fishermen.
Right. This isn't just some fucking like flawed incident. Just who knows random shit. Like, oh dude, I just don't have anywhere to put this trash bag. I'm just gonna throw it over the thing. There's a whole ship worth of shit getting thrown off the fucking boat, yo.
I wonder how long they've been doing this for.
Apparently a minute.
$60 million worth.
Joe. That's just this year. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then people wonder why reports like this are written. New report suggests high likelihood of human civilization coming to an end by 2050.
It's because of Carnival.
2050? Well, I don't got that much time left.
This climate change analysis was written by a former fossil fuel executive and backed by the former chief of Australia's military.
So, according to my calculations, I'm supposed to retire in 2054.
Yeah.
If I fucking die before I can retire, I'm going to be pissed.
I mean, the way I look at it is this. And a lot of people like see this and think immediately that it's sensationalized, right? Like I've seen people like making comments on here about like, oh, just remember Y2K, like nothing happened, like these guys don't know shit. Like, dude, the only experience that I have with fossil fuels is pumping gas. Like, yo, this dude is a fossil fuel executive. Like, this dude knows what he's talking about.
Right.
At least somewhat. Not certainly more than fucking I do. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know what I'm talking about on this show.
Have you heard me chime in?
But a harrowing scenario analysis of how human civilization might collapse in the coming decades due to climate change has been endorsed by a former Australian defense chief and senior Royal Navy commander. The analysis published by the Breakthrough National Centre for Climate Restoration out of Melbourne, Australia, describes climate change as, quote, a near to mid-term existential threat to human civilization. It sets out a plausible scenario where business as usual could lead to eradication over the next 30 years. Potentially, quote, extremely serious outcomes. I mean, I don't think that human life is going to end in 2050. I think that this is obviously an attention-getting headline, but the point of this is to kind of scare the shit out of you.
The headline's to scare you.
Yeah, it's to, how can we make a change? What can I do to not fuck this up any more than it already is going to be? I don't know, man. I think that more and more places are eventually going to run out of fresh water. That's going to be a fucking issue, right?
Yeah.
You look at Flint, Michigan. There's other places in the South that are running into the same issue. Cities all across the country are going to start running into that issue. Places all around the world. When we run out of water, we're fucked. It doesn't matter if the world is heating up or cooling down or whatever. If we're out of water, what the fuck are we doing?
You think it's possible to run out of water, though?
Yes, I do. Drinkable water, like good water
Yeah.
to drink? Yes,
Yes.
I do. Yes, I do.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, man.
'Cause you can always go to the ocean
And
and fucking cure it and take the salt out of it.
of course you can, but what if that ocean water is just too polluted and fucked up? That's what that's what I'm talking about. That's something that could happen in 30 years.
Yeah, what if it's the fucking cruise line
Right.
sucking up bottles and
Right.
fucking plastic cups?
I don't know, man. Let's see. What else? Robert Downey Jr. announced recently that he is starting what he's calling the Footprint Coalition to clean up the world with advanced technology.
Well, get him on this.
Yeah. This is planning to launch by April of 2020. He announced at Amazon's annual, I think it's called the Mars Conference in Las Vegas. He's looking into advanced technology for the good of the environment. Quote, between robotics and nanotechnology, we could clean up the planet significantly, if not in 10 years, he said. I think that this is incredible. I think that Robert Downey Jr. is incredible. I think that, he's really turned himself around. He's become one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, certainly. And he wants to put his money in where his mouth is and do some shit with technology. People are making comparisons to him being the real life Tony Stark, for real.
Yeah.
And, if he can do something with robotics. See, my fear is that I'm not all into artificial intelligence. And some of the things that he's talking about is with that shit.
Does it bug you out?
Yes.
Why?
All right, so this is how, crazy movies start, right? So he's going to make some fucking machines. There's I got to clean up the earth. You know what I'm saying?
iRobot.
Yeah. I got to clean up the world thing. And then all of a sudden they're just they just decide that we are trash. Humans are trash. And then they just start fucking wiping us out. Like they hear me say, yo, robot, you're trash. And then they're just no, you're trash. And then all of a sudden it's over for everybody. Terminator shit. Judgment
Is
Day.
that how they would talk?
They just call it cleanup day. It's not Judgment Day. It's trash day. You know what I'm saying? Just take out the trash. Some fucking robot war thinking that I'm garbage.
Oh, let's start blasting them.
not like how like movies start, because I think that's a kind of corny way to do it. But if they kill us all because they think we're garbage, maybe we deserve to go.
Well, we are the ones creating the garbage.
It's true. They're just like, I've seen
How do you take care of the garbage before the garbage is created?
I'm sitting here thinking, like, how many movies have I seen where the robots think that they're helping, right?
Right.
When they're killing us. Like all of them. If artificial intelligence is involved anywhere in the equation and they're killing humans, it's because they think that they're helping.
But that's
Robert Downey Jr. is going to create an army of trash robots, and
they're
all going to kill us.
Stupid-looking face like Sophia.
Yeah.
Could you imagine her murdering you with that stupid grin on her face?
It's really crazy shit. It's really crazy shit when you think about it. I mean, I hope it works, right? But like,
great.
I really hope that they don't think that we're trash. My last thing, and I was curious what you guys thought about this. This cop, Scott Peterson, the guy, he was the cop outside of Parkland High School when it was under attack. He's on trial for negligence, basically. He could face some time. He's out on bond right now. What do you guys think about this?
So, from what I read, he's facing felony child neglect. There are 11 or 13 other counts that could put him in jail for up to 100 years.
Yeah, 100 years.
This guy had a job to perform. He was supposed to keep those kids safe. He failed that job by not entering that building. He was trained to do that, and he did not use his training when he needed to most. Do I think he's a piece of trash for doing that? Yes. Do I think he deserves 100 years in jail? No. 100 years is much. It's much for 100 years. I mean, it's crazy. But I do believe that he should be held accountable for his actions.
How do you hold somebody accountable for those actions?
Well, let me just tell you what his actions were. I couldn't find it at first. Now I have it. In the first 7 minutes of last year's mass shooting in the high school in Parkland, Florida, Broward County Sheriff's Deputy Scott Peterson told other officers to keep their distance instead of going inside to help. This is according to police documents. During that time period, 6 people, including 5 students, died. He was initially suspended and later resigned for his inaction during the shooting that killed 17 people last year. After a 15-month investigation, prosecutors slapped the 56-year-old with 11 criminal charges on Tuesday, including felony child neglect and perjury. His bond was set to $102,000. He's going to have a GPS tracker on, but everything he could spend up to 100 years in prison. Quote, the investigation shows former Deputy Peterson did absolutely nothing to mitigate the shooting that killed 17 children, teachers, and staff and injured 17 others.
And this was just one kid that went in shooting, right?
Correct.
Yes. He had a job to do.
Right.
And he did not do it.
And apparently was telling other officers to keep their distance. You know, I get the idea of fear of the unknown. You hear gunshots in there. You don't know how many gunmen are in there.
Yeah, but he's a first responder.
You're a first responder. That's your
different.
job.
When you sign that paper stating that you're going to do that job, you know that every day you are putting your life on the line. And you are doing that to protect those kids in that community.
Right.
You know that.
I mean, you and I is different from Dan because Dan's a first responder for fire, or at one time I don't know where your stance is on it now. I mean, you run to that shit. I don't know if I could run to that shit, and because of that, I wouldn't sign up to be a cop.
So check this. That's exactly like my way of thinking, Kev, on this. Is that like, all right, if one of us was just walking past the school and all of a sudden gunshots, like you have to make a life or death decision of whether or not to interact or not. I don't have a license to carry. I don't have a weapon on me. I would go get help. That's my role in this situation, is to go find help, right?
Right.
Call 911, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody who does have a license to carry, then you have a choice to make, and you can't necessarily be held accountable for not doing anything because you are not a police officer. Like you aren't the one has serve and protect on written on the side of his car. Like, that's crazy to me. And as soon as I heard about this story after the shooting, I couldn't believe it. Like, but also, like you said, Kev, I don't know if I could handle that, and that's why I'm not a cop.
See, your first thing is to go and get help. Me, I look at myself as help.
Right.
I'm the guy that if I hear something or see something, I am going to get involved.
Right.
I am going to jump into a burning car to pull somebody out. I am going to run into a burning house to make sure there's nobody in there.
Yep.
So I would be the one running in.
That kind of stuff, I would probably consider a lot more than running into a building with a bunch of gunshots going on with no weapon on me.
I don't know. Fucking running into a fucking building that's on fire is almost as deadly as running into a fucking building that's getting shot up.
I can dig that. I would pull somebody out of a car accident before I would run into a burning building.
Let me tell you, running into a burning building, there is no other experience in the world that can come close to that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that.
I bet.
It is
I salute
wild.
you for it.
Yeah.
Wild. You can't see shit. It's hot as balls.
Yep.
You're in fire. Oh my God. I couldn't even imagine it.
Well, and then just imagine just walking into somebody's house you've never met before in your entire life. And it is pitch black from smoke and you can't see shit. And you got to try and navigate through this house to get to that fire.
I mean, it's pitch black because of smoke. It's not like you can turn on a flashlight and be able to see. Your fucking flashlight's stopping at that wall of smoke.
Right.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's craziness. Let's go on break real quick. And when we come back, we'll do What's the Point? Late review. And then it's on to our extra half hour. You ready for that, Kev?
So you've been listening to the Might Be News Network, but you still can't get enough each week? Become our patron on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/MBN Network to become a patron and get exclusive content now. For as little as $5 per month, you'll get access to extended episodes of all your favorite shows, as well as perks including MBN merch and monthly giveaways. Just want to support the network? Become a patron for as much or as little as you'd like. Patreon.com/MBN Network. 2 hours of bonus content each week guaranteed. Your contributions will help make the Might Be News Network bigger and better than ever before. Patreon.com/MBN Network.
Welcome back to Might Be News, Season 5, Episode 7. MBNnetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. Kev, fuck you.
Thanks. Thank you.
It's good. I love you.
Yeah.
So what's new with you guys, though, for real?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Not a damn thing.
Like zero?
Today was my boy's last day of school.
Yeah, so summer is like
Summer
officially
is
upon us for you guys.
officially
Wow.
beginning. Yeah.
You like super hyped for it or no?
Yeah, I mean,
They go to Downingtown?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because your kids are still in school, right? Kev?
Westchester,
For
yeah.
next week?
Yeah, they're not done until next week. Yeah, next Friday's their last day.
Okay.
Because of all the snow days?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, they took some of their snow days off of their spring break. They were supposed to be off the Monday after Easter, so they weren't off that Monday. So they took days like here and there
Gotcha.
to make up for that. So today was their last day.
It's kind of dope.
Yeah, so I mean, we got a lot of stuff planned for the summertime. Allison's always going to the pool with the kids. We got our vacation coming up in August. So
When do you go?
we go August 17th.
Okay.
We go the very end of summer.
The beach.
We're not doing the beach this year.
Oh, no?
We're going to the Poconos.
Okay.
I found this huge house on Airbnb.
Okay.
It's like this 10-bedroom house that can sleep 14 people.
Wow.
It's in this private community that has 3 huge lakes, 5 sand beaches. You can rent boats and go fishing. You can rent 4-wheelers and, explore through the woods and shit like that.
That'd be dope.
There's all sorts of activities at nighttime for the kids. They do like ice cream socials and dance parties and family movie nights.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to it a lot more than I would the beach.
That's great.
I think it's a little more laid back, a little more relaxed. Beaches.
Is it just you guys, or is
no? So it's myself, Allison, our 3 kids, her 2 sisters, her brother, her mom. So it's going to be a big group of us.
Nice.
I don't know if we're going on vacation this year. I think we might just consider like a trip to my parents up in New York, our summer getaway this year. Because we haven't been up there in a while, but it's always a blast going up there, and it's nice. It would be nice too because the past couple of times that my parents have been down, now that with the grandkids and stuff, it's a lot busier. For their like short weekend visits, and the last time before that was our wedding, which was obviously a crazy weekend. So I think we might just go up there, spend a weekend with my parents. They just put down their cat this past week, so my mom's kind of bugging about that. Rest in peace. But I think we might just do that. They have like a company picnic up there for my stepdad's job.
Sometimes those are the best vacations, though.
Yeah, just chilling. Just
getting out of the daily routine of life.
Yep.
Waking up and going to work, and you got to break that cycle every once in a while.
It's cool too because like I'm gonna pay for nothing. Just get up there.
Kind of bugging out about vacation this year.
Why?
Because I'm commission based and I'm going to the beach for a week.
Right.
But I'm breaking it up between the last week of July into the first week of August. So
okay,
that'll be smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
You don't give any kind of vacation?
Nope. No. Strictly commission.
Yeah.
But
bogus.
Hey, make sure to get out there and sell their products.
You're absolutely right.
Sell. All right, guys, you ready for what's the point?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's the point?
Is there a point to this?
What is your point?
Are you just gonna sit there and look stupid?
All right, my point this week. I mentioned this on Might Be Sports last week, but not everybody listens to all the shows, so I'm just going to go over this again. Say it louder for the people in the back. Andy Ruiz Jr. is the current heavyweight champion of the world. Boxer, right?
He is my hero.
He won the boxing match in the 12th round to become the heavyweight champion of the world. Huge upset. And not all I've seen, but
a lot.
There's a lot of fat shaming going on right now. I'm not a fan of it. This guy is he's a heavy guy, big dude, definitely got some weight on him. But I feel like people aren't giving him the respect that a champion deserves. And even if they're not talking about his weight, they're just talking about how crazy it is that he won and that he ruined a possible match between the guy he was going against and like what was his name, Dante Wilder or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just like nobody's talking about this guy like he earned this, like he should be there.
I think Dante Wilder would fucking knock this dude the fuck out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree. He's a beast.
Yeah,
but like my point is that this dude, whether or not anybody saw it coming or not, or if he looks like a typical chiseled athlete or not, this guy's the fucking champion, and I think people need to put some fucking respect on his name and talk about him like he is a champion.
The dude eats a Snickers bar before every fight.
Does he really?
Yes.
Who is he, Joel Embiid?
Dude, he's been bullied. He's been bullied in his life. He is very relatable. Like, I'm a heavy dude. Danny, you're a heavy dude. Like, for the fact that this dude went out there and essentially did the impossible. Also, he's the first heavyweight champion of Mexican descent. It's a huge deal. You know what I mean? Because there's been a lot of really good Mexican boxers, and he's the first one to win the heavyweight title.
And he didn't just win. He literally knocked the soul out of this guy.
Dude, he did.
Dude, he fucking worked him.
Clocked him.
He put him down a few times, and each time the guy looked like he had no idea where he was. So I don't know, man. I think that this fight, it was a good fight. I watched quite a bit of it. The recap of it I saw was great. I enjoyed watching it. I don't know, man. I'm not huge into boxing. It's not really my twist. I'm not into MMA really either.
Really?
See,
No, I'm really not.
I love the MMA.
See, I'm not really into it. I'm not really into it.
I love the MMA.
Conor McGregor?
If I had to pick the two of them, I'd probably pick boxing, to be honest with you. I would.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Why? Because it takes more skill, or
No, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't, because I don't think that at all. I just think that there's something about two people just getting up and just punching each other, and that's it. Just keeping it that way.
Well, that's what MMA is, but they don't wear gloves.
Yeah, but they're rolling around on the ground and doing submissions and
you
shit.
can kick.
Yeah.
you can kick somebody's
Like,
head
don't get
off.
me wrong. I'm like, I that shit is crazy and it's entertaining, but you know,
Just not your style.
and there's certain boxing, like I'm not really into like the featherweight shit. Like heavyweight is great, but there hasn't been a legitimate like heavyweight class in a while. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everything's been. I remember back in the day, like Mike Tyson, like holy shit, you know what I mean?
Dude, he would fucking
Evander
rock
Holyfield,
people's-
holy shit, you know, like that. These two big ass fucking dudes just rocking each other, like that's dope.
That's dope.
That's dope. And obviously, big fan of Rocky. You know what I mean? Like that's where it's at for me anyway.
It's
MMA is cool, but boxing's dope.
I had the same conversation with a guy I work with. He's the same way. He prefers boxing over MMA.
One thing that boxing has that MMA doesn't usually is like boxing sometimes comes down to decision,
Yeah.
and I don't like that. I don't like it. I want to see knockouts
MMA. Oh, excuse me. MMA comes down to the decision sometimes.
Oh yeah.
sometimes, but like I feel like more often than not, you're getting submissions.
You're getting submissions. You're getting KOs a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, well, you're fucking kicking somebody's fucking head off. You're rocking their fart box.
Right.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's give or take, because I remember seeing a card while I was down at the beach, and it was a 7-fight card, and literally every fight ended in a knockout in like the first or the second round. Incredible. Now I also saw one where almost everyone came down to the judge's decision.
Yeah. See, I don't like it when it's like that, because it kind of takes, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when a hockey or a soccer game goes to a tie.
Hockey games don't go to ties.
Not anymore, right?
Yeah.
They used to be able to.
They used to be able to.
Yeah. Football can still go to a tie
Yep.
during the regular season.
Yep.
That shit's whack.
I
Sports are
hate
dumb.
ties.
Sports, you got to have a winner and a loser.
Have to.
Have to.
What if there's an interdivision tie in football? Like, what happens?
I don't know. They
Who's
go by
The score? Or, you can't
strength
go
of
by the
schedule,
score.
maybe? I don't
They
know.
go by the opponents they faced.
Yeah, strength of schedule.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
if you both played the Panthers, who won over the Panthers, that type
Okay.
of stuff.
Kev, what's your point?
So, my wife and I sat down to watch this show called Songland.
Songland?
It's called Songland. It was on after America's Got Talent this week. will.i.am was on it. They always have a known artist on the show. And they have these regular people coming off the street. Obviously, they interview them and they apply to be on the show. But these people write their own songs.
Mm-hmm.
They perform their songs for the known artist
Okay.
and 3 producers. And will.i.am is kind of producer as it is, but they perform these songs. The the well-known artist gets to tweak the song how they want. The producers get to help tweak the songs how they want, and based off of the lyrical content and how everything goes and everything, that producer, that famous person, picks that person and has a single on their album.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought it was really cool.
That is neat. So it's kind of like an American Idol, or like it's that format. Like there's multiple people like competing for this, and they all have different music that they perform in. Is it all like original shit
All original.
that they're doing?
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's all original.
That's cool.
It is cool. And I mean, because so these people were like, my song has a Black Eyed Peas vibe, so they're presenting it to will.i.am, and they got actually 3 out of the 4 people got chosen, and the one person that he liked the most got the single, but the other 2 people got their songs. He took 3 songs off the album and put their songs on.
Oh wow,
dude, it was cool. Like that is really, really neat. Like,
cool. And you said it's a different known artist every week.
So the first initial episode I didn't see. It was All of Me. What the hell is his name? All of me loves all of you. John Legend.
John Legend. Okay.
John Legend.
Yeah.
And then the second week, which I saw, was will.i.am.
Okay.
And the new song actually dropped. will.i.am's new song, YouTube dropped right after the episode aired.
Okay.
And we watched it me and Amy watched it on YouTube after that.
That's pretty cool.
Snoop's on it.
Oh, really?
Snoop Dogg is on it.
Snoop Dogg?
I'd be willing to check that out, because all those shows are all like covers. Like everybody's doing covers of whatever. Like they'll do, Elton John night on American Idol or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the, written shit.
It's cool because they present it and you're like, yeah, I dig that. And then will.i.am puts his spin on it and you're like, wow, that's really good now. And then it's on the album.
Very dope.
Yeah. I thought it was cool.
Danny, what's your point?
All right. So while I was looking for my good news stories this week, I stumbled across this story. I thought it was hilarious. I wanted to share it with everybody. Things took a turn for the worse at a graduation party when a family learned that the cake they purchased wasn't chocolate or vanilla. Nellie Flores told the news that she and her sister Marzi ordered a graduation cake from a Texas Walmart last week. The 2-tier cake was for Marzi's daughter, who was having a graduation party. When it came time to pick the cake up from the Walmart on Thursday, Nellie and Marzi learned that it had not been made. They said a Walmart store manager told them to choose any cake from the ones that were ready to go. They took one of those cakes and put a photo on it. Everything was fine until the time they came cut. Let me try that again. Everything was fine until it was time to cut the cake. That's when they discovered that the cake was actually made of styrofoam.
I'd be so mad.
Walmart sold them a styrofoam. Couldn't you tell the difference in the weight? A block of styrofoam for a display cake versus...
Yeah, like you would think so.
And how long was that cake sitting in there if it was styrofoam?
No shit. And you would think that an employee would figure that out. At least.
Why would you put a price tag on a styrofoam cake?
Well, they didn't put a price tag on it. They ordered this cake. The cake wasn't made. So when they went to pick it up, the manager said, just pick one of these pre-made ones and that's your cake.
Okay.
So it's like a display cake.
It was a display cake.
Wow. But, and they made it all the way home.
But the thing is,
cake cutting time.
They put a photo of Marzi's daughter on the front of the cake. So they physically had to pick this cake up.
Oh my God.
I love Walmart, man. All these stories that come out of Walmart.
They're the best.
Love it. So the family felt humiliated. They returned to Walmart, where a manager gave them a $60 gift card, which was the value of the cake, in addition to another gift card and a free cake.
Wow.
That hopefully wasn't styrofoam this time.
Cakes galore. Jeez.
Not really, because it's only one you can eat.
Whatever. Yeah, for real. Yeah, keep that stupid styrofoam cake. That's all yours.
What's your point?
Congratulations, Marzi.
What's your point?
I already had my point.
Oh, did
It
you?
was Andy Ruiz Jr. Put some fucking respect on his name.
Wow, I forgot about it.
That's okay. That's all right.
And that's exactly what his fucking point was about.
Come on, Kev. All right, let's do late review, no intro. Kev, go.
My late review is the new season of Black Mirror on Netflix. 3 episodes, super short, super fucking weird, off the fucking wall. I'm not going to even go into it. This actually season has famous people in each episode. Miley Cyrus is in the first one.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name in the second one. But
Anthony Mackie's in one of them, right? The guy from the Avengers. He's Falcon.
yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie.
I think that's his name.
Oh,
Mackie and something Mackie.
okay, whatever. He's in it. Super fucking weird, super off the wall, but futuristic, because that's what all the Black Mirrors are about. Is very futuristic, very cool to watch, very fun to watch. Just weird. I'd give it like a 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's good.
it's good.
Check it out. Check it out.
How long are the episodes?
Like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Not too long. And each episode is his own individual story.
Right.
You said this is a new season,
Yeah, season 3.
so you don't have to watch the original seasons.
You don't have to watch. You can go and watch the very last episode because each episode is its complete own story.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Danny, what do you got?
I started watching a new movie this week. I didn't get to finish it yet, but I still wanted to talk about it because it was going to be my late review. It was the movie The Foreigner. Have you heard about this one with Jackie Chan?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Jackie Chan's daughter gets killed in a suicide. It wasn't a suicide bombing. It was a bombing of a store. This group took credit for it, and it's Jackie Chan trying to hunt down the people responsible for killing his daughter. It's definitely not an old school Jackie Chan film. You can tell that he is very weathered. Like, it looks like, he has trouble walking at some points.
Oh, really?
Not just because of the movie.
Yeah.
It looks like he's generally getting old, and because of that, I think this movie went more tactical
Okay.
for him to be fighting these guys.
Not quite as like acrobatic.
It wasn't as much martial arts. It
Okay.
was him doing like booby traps and that type of stuff,
Oh.
using explosions and that type of thing.
Oh.
So all the jumping around has really weathered his body.
Yeah,
Dude, he's year after year like one of the highest paid actors in the world.
Really?
Yeah, because he kills it in China, no matter what's going on. Like, he's constantly killing it in China.
Huh.
Yeah. It's like major.
Huh.
But you liked it?
there were some parts that were very slow.
Yeah.
I found myself starting to fall asleep watching it, so that's why I stopped.
Pierce Brosnan's in that too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So he is the group that takes responsibility for the bombing. It's almost like when there's a terrorist attack and ISIS says that they're the ones that took credit for it. So it was a bombing and this group took credit for it. And the group that took credit for it happened to be the group that he ran. He's like the head boss for. So he goes after him thinking that he knows the names, and he completely underestimates him.
Really?
And like he starts to terrorize him, his office, his family. He blows up the bathroom in his office because every time all he says to him is, "I want the names." I'm having trouble finding time to sit down and restart it again because there were some very moments that, I was kind of drifting off. So right now I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
If I finish it, I will revisit that and hopefully give a better evaluation.
Very good. I am going to review. I finished Chernobyl. That was my point last week. And Jackie and I watched the 5th and final episode of it. It's just a mini series. Each episode is right around an hour. The 5th episode was just
Crazy.
out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody dies.
A lot of people die, man.
Oh, wow.
The fifth episode is the trial of the three people that were essentially in charge when the explosion happened.
Don't give too much away because we did start watching this.
I'm not going to give too much
Okay.
away, but like they during like the testimony of things that are happening, like the two of the main characters are scientists. They're there throughout the show to figure out what happened and why, so that they can fix the problem. Because this was not supposed to happen at all, right?
No.
And as they're like going through step by step what happened, they show it. And just the negligence, the how it all happened and the immediate effects afterwards are just heartbreaking and just terrifying at the same time. And after the episode, they do kind of like a quick like where are they now thing, and they show you the actual people. And I'll give HBO this for sure. They nailed the casting on this. Like the people who play these people look a lot like the real people that they're
Really?
portraying. Yeah. And they give you some facts about, the incident, what happened afterwards, some of the ramifications of things that were said during that trial, and so on and so forth. Just absolutely crazy. There's parts that I've deliberately not talked about on this show because of the shock factor. There's things that are really fucked up that happened.
Yeah, we started watching it, but
What episode are you on?
we're still on episode 1 because I have a wife who falls asleep at the blink of an eye. Not even joking.
Yeah.
So we started watching it, and there was like a really surprising part, and I said something to her, and she answered me. And then 5 seconds later, I said something again, and she was passed out.
It's done.
Like, what the fuck, Allison? Get your shit together.
I'm not mad at her for it at all because I do the same thing. We put a movie on or a show on and I'm out.
It takes us so, like, anytime we watch the show You on Netflix, and it took us so long to finish that because she just kept falling asleep during it.
I have 9.75 written down on my paper, but like I really don't know why I wouldn't give it a 10. Like it was really, really, really good.
From everybody that I've talked to about the show, they have said the same thing.
It's really, really, really good. And it's just a moment in time that I feel like I know about, but I didn't know that much about it.
Yep.
And so I found it really educational and just really well put together and easy to understand despite how complex of a situation that they were dealing with. So I give it 9.75. It's near perfect show. I loved it. Kev, you ready for This Week in History?
I am.
And now it's time
Jesus Christ.
for This Week in History
You got to do me like that.
with co-host Kev.
Fuck.
What do you got, Kev?
June 10th, 1935, Alcoholics Anonymous was founded by Bill W.
Bill W.
Yeah.
Shout out Bill W.
Thanks, Bill. I guess he's anonymous.
Yeah. That's exactly what it said. Bill W. June 11th, 2001, Timothy McVeigh, the 1995 Oklahoma City bomber, was executed. June 12th, 1939, the Baseball Hall of Fame opened to the public in Cooperstown, New York.
Have you ever been up there?
No, never have. I've always wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I know. I've thought about taking my kids up to the Little League World Series.
Okay.
And then visiting that afterwards.
Gotcha. Have you ever seen it?
Cooperstown is different. That you're talking
Let me
about
hit this real quick.
Williamsport. Go ahead.
June 14th, 1951, the first commercial computer, Univac, was unveiled. Go ahead.
Good job, Kev.
Thanks.
Hey, wonderful job, you two. Very, very good tonight.
Thanks.
MBNnetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. Go check out our Patreon page if you want to listen to the rest of the show. We still got some things we're going to talk about here, as well as the rest of the shows, all 90-minute episodes. Go to patreon.com. If you enjoyed Patreon Preview Week, you can just get more of it. If you missed Patreon Preview Week, go back a few episodes. We got some 90-minute episodes we threw out there for you, including the Game of Thrones Spectacular featuring our friend Dave Good. It was a lot of fun. Say peace out, Kev.
See ya.
Peace out, Danny.
Peace out.
All right, guys, stay tuned, and we're going to keep it on rolling here right after the music is over. Is everybody gone?
No.
Is anybody there?
Did they leave?
Everybody's gone.